I change clothes, it's more because, I'm just not feeling that shirt versus, oh, I look too big in that shirt.
This is of intimacy, okay? This is not, I'm gonna take her home to meet my mother. I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna procreate with her.
Fat and wealthy do not go together.
Remember a while back, there was a trend about men taking care of everything and how the woman could turn off their brain when they're around their man. And yeah, that's a feeling I like.
Because yes, it's all great to be voluptuous, but what are your health metrics saying?
This is an example of being more attractive when you lose weight.
Being fit, being in shape is in itself a status symbol because it signifies a few things. First and foremost, obviously self-discipline, but on top of that, it alludes to self-interest. And one of the key components to building wealth and living a life of luxury, as we like to call it, is the desire, ability, and capacity to care for one's own self. Another creator brought up the topic of language amongst classes, and within the poverty class, selfishness is perceived as something that is negative. But when it comes to your health, when it comes to your genetic optimization, that selfishness or self-interest is actually a positive thing. So in addition to that, having a healthier body, more defined muscles, having endurance and strength and power also gives off the impression that you have access to resources, specifically food, that keeps this discipline sustained. That is also paired with the ability to deny oneself and exercise portion control. When you are vacating, lounging, when you're stressed, this is where the discipline comes into place. It's not just actually performing the workouts, because if you are someone that operates in this realm, then you understand how you eat on a consistent basis, not just for temporary trends, has more of an impact on the longevity of your body's makeup. So if you have the discipline to say no to eating out consistently, to drinking every night, it is also likely that you have the ability to stay consistent in keeping a budget, for example, or in the long-term relationship with investing and building wealth that may be slow at first before things start compounding. Now, I'm not saying people go through all of these thoughts when they see someone that is fit or someone that is physically well sustained, but these are likely the back end implications that it tends to have. And if we want to tie it into patriarchy, for example, when we refer to certain groups of women as trophies, trophy wives, they tend to have specific figures. This alludes to the chiseling of their body, the upkeep of their physical appearance, which also signifies another realm of wealth, luxury, ease. Yeah.
Man, she was doing so good until she said the word patriarchy. I was like, yeah. You rooting for somebody like, yeah, go team, go team, go team. Oh, he threw a fumble. Or fumble. He got tackled, fumble. Or he threw an interception. You watching? That's what that was. She just threw an interception. So, patriarchy. Oh, you turned the ball over.
This is an example of being more attractive when you lose weight. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be attractive as a bigger person. There are plenty gorgeous girls out here that would say, oh, I don't have to lose weight. I'm gorgeous as a big woman. That may be true. However, you can lose 50 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You are overweight, you are obese. And I'm not saying this to bash anybody, no. But what I'm saying is a lot of women like to use the fact that they're gorgeous as an excuse not to have to lose weight. It's like, yes, you're gorgeous, but you have high cortisol and low energy. Yes, you're gorgeous, but if a dog was after you, that's your ass. Yes, you're gorgeous, but you can't go up 2-3 flights of steps without having to take a break. It's ridiculous. And you should be in better shape than you are. And it's okay to say that. That's the truth for a lot of people. My thing is, don't let that be an excuse not to be the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself is the healthiest version of yourself, is a fit version of yourself. Look good in anything that you put on. Be able to physically do anything that you want to do comfortably. The little things like being able to cross your legs when you sit down. Things like that, okay? That is your best self. And those are just small examples. So all I'm saying is, stop letting your pretty face be an excuse for you not to work out.
She's talking to the big girls. That's exactly who she's talking to, and it's about time. Look at that. Look at that picture. That's who she's talking to. So many. It's okay. I look pretty though. Now you saw that picture, left and right. Which one was prettier? The one that was more fit. That's what men want.
Being fit and in shape is almost like a social currency and really important when you think about it, because how you look and how you present yourself speaks volumes about who you are. And we know pretty privilege exists and it sucks, but at the end of the day, people treat you better. You get more things depending on how you look. And it's not really to say like, oh, attractive people get more things, but when you look like you take care of yourself and you care about who you are and you put worth and meaning into yourself every day, that means a lot more than somebody who just throws themselves together. So taking care of your body is almost like a currency. It's almost a paycheck. Like if you're not investing into your body, you are wasting money. You're wasting resources and you're wasting access that you could have if you kept up with yourself and you kept in shape. And it kind of sucks to hear, but it is the truth and it is happening.
Why is building muscle so important? So you don't get osteoporosis, arthritis, dementia, and Alzheimer's when you get older. 50% of women over the age of 60 who take a fall, who break a bone, and end up needing full-time living assistance or caretaker. Meaning, when you fall, break a hip when you're 62 and you bust up like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna need somebody to wipe your butt for you. Do you have enough money to go to a living facility? No, you don't have $10,000 a month. So you're gonna have to go live with your sister. You and your sister don't get along. After your mama died and left your mama the house, you and your sister is like oil and water. So you're gonna have to go to her house because she's gonna be the only one who wants to take care of you. So she's gonna have to wipe your butt. And she's not very thorough. So you need muscle so you can wipe your own ass. Or you're gonna have to have someone else do it. So muscle is the most important thing in our bodies. People don't think about it like that. They always think about it as something they can go get real quick by doing Pilates or being on the Stairmaster. That's not how none of this works. Muscle takes years to build. You have to stress, rest, recovery, and adaptation. You have to recruit muscle fibers. It takes a long time. And the older you are, the harder it is to build muscle. When you hit age 30, you're at your physical peak of strength as a woman. And at age 40, you begin to lose 8% lean muscle mass every single decade. So getting muscle ain't no hoe. It takes a lot of time and a lot of knowledge. So what I do when you come here is we hold on to every single lick of muscle you got. Don't never lose none of them. And then we build more. So you can have a decent life as you age. Also, having muscle will help protect us, as 40% of Americans will have cancer. 40% of Americans, almost half of Americans, will at one point in their life experience cancer. What is going to help you get through a cancer diagnosis? Muscle. You have a better chance of surviving your cancer with the more muscle you have. Girl.
I mean, yeah, that's Tony Fitness right there. You know, people like to associate her with skinny talk, but it's not skinny talk. It's accountability, right? She's a fitness coach. Me, I'm about to turn into somewhat of a fitness coach because seriously, guys, I don't go a week when I don't do at least 3 to 4 exercises. Like, I'll show you guys right now. That's my calorie watch right there, right? Look at that, guys. 900. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? 901. Let me show it to you guys. Hold on. I got to prove a point real quick. Hold up. 1 second. Look at that. 903 calories. It's backwards because it's in the screen. But that's how many calories I burned so far for the day. So before I even go outside, I'm burning 1,000 calories. I did cardio like crazy this morning. Kay's burning calories as well. 400. She's up to 400 right now. 903. I plan on going to the gym for at least an hour, burning another 500 calories. Why? I'm 44 years old. If I want to keep looking young and feeling young, I need to exercise. I need to get Kay on more on top of exercising because I want her to look young and feel young as well for long into her years, right? I want to be where we're 60 and we look like we're 40. We look like we still do now. You guys see those people that are 70, they look like they're 30 years old. I want to be one of those people. I want to look younger than I do now.
Some of you might hate me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The black community has this unhealthy obsession with being thick. And don't get me wrong, I am not opposed to a curvy body, you guys know, right? However, the health metrics and what we should be placing at the forefront, those cortisol levels, those cholesterol levels, that blood pressure, those are the metrics that we should be caring about. And if being thick comes at a sacrificial point to those metrics that I just mentioned, then what is the point? What is the actual point? You guys don't want to have this conversation, but it's a conversation that needs to be had, because yes, it's all great to be voluptuous, but what are your health metrics saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
The last thing I'm going to say about this thin discourse, and then we can wrap it up because it's almost Thanksgiving, is that I'm really happy that she said the quiet part out loud, which is that your body is a status symbol. And different bodies have different amounts of status depending on which communities you frequent. And so when someone asked me on my last video, what does loving being thin have to do with wanting to be white? I realized we need to have a much longer conversation. So step into my office. There is nothing more important to the average upper middle class or upper class white woman than being thin. And I mean nothing. And I hope it's clear, as I said average, but I just want to be very clear. No, I'm not talking about every single one. I'm talking about a pattern of behavior that you see in certain social circles. Anyway, I know this because I grew up with and I'm still friends with some people from these communities. And although I went to a predominantly white elementary and middle school, my parents did a really good job in making sure I was also socialized with black people, and I ended up going to a black high school. And so that gave me my understanding of what beauty standards are for black people. And I think this is where a lot of slim black women who grew up in black communities kind of lost the plot, because I'm sure that they were kind of made fun of in their childhood for being slim or skinny. However, that doesn't change the fact that now that is a privilege as an adult and as you try to integrate into different spaces, different from the ones that you grew up in. Because black people, again, on average, certainly have a beauty standard. It's just not super thin, and if you don't adhere to it, it's not the end of the world, because as a community, we actually have real problems. But in these white upper class social circles, that's the end of the world. You must adhere to that beauty standard, or someone will pull you to the side and say, I'm worried about you. You look unwell. But what they mean is you better start taking that shot, or better yet, you know, I know a doctor in Marina Del Rey who does that little stomach stapling. You know, Jessica got it a few years ago. You could never tell. And all of that ties into why I really can't stand a lot of this black girl luxury, elegance, quiet luxury, level up type content. Because I think a lot of the girls, especially the ones who might be closer to black beauty standards, are viewing this content and saying, well, Ray Ray and Tyrone aren't taking care of me, so I'm gonna lose some weight and I'm gonna get me a Brad, and I'm never gonna have to work again ever in my life, and everything will be fixed. And it's like, honey, if only you knew. You may not have to punch a clock again, but you will be working 25/8. Being in an elite social circle is no joke. And that's why, as someone with a decent amount of access to these spaces, I don't put them on a pedestal. They're just options. I think a lot of people see the problems that we have in the black community, and like, don't get me wrong, we got problems, but they think that aspiring to be as close to whiteness as possible is going to get rid of all their problems and give them the soft life and make everything so easy. Yeah, no, you may not have the same type of money problems that you do, but there are still so many problems that come with that. Like, it doesn't mean your life is automatically going to be perfect. Because if you think you work a lot now, go marry a man with some money, especially family money. Go meet his mom. Anyway, if there's anything that this whole Skinnygate taught anyone, I hope it is that you now know that you cannot beauty yourself out of life being hard. Becoming quiet luxury, becoming elegant, becoming soft girl, becoming all of these TikTok phrases is not gonna suddenly mean that there's no work in your life. Like, you're still gonna have problems and life is still gonna be hard. And that's okay. You can do hard things. You can do hard things, babe. And that's why I'm concerned about a lot of this rhetoric, because I am starting to believe that women are thinking it's literally like a status symbol to have no power and to have no agency over your own life. Like, that's not a flex. That's not good. I remember a while back, there was a trend about men taking care of everything and how the woman could turn off their brain when they're around their man. And like, yeah, that's a feeling I like. That's a feeling that I want to foster in my relationship to a certain extent. Because I remember there was this one post during the trend where this woman was saying, yeah, my man takes care of everything. I don't even know who our mortgage provider is. I was like, what if he gets sick? Or what if he hasn't been paying your mortgage and one day you just come home with a foreclosure and you don't even know? Like, you need to know what's going on in your life. And it's not a flex to just be completely checked out from all of the inner workings in your life because you're so soft and dainty. Please be serious. I'm all for self-improvement. I'm all for people getting the life that they want, but make sure that you're assessing your actual circumstances and identifying actual problems that you want to change. Not just coming on TikTok and letting people tell you what life you need to want for yourself. Please decide that on your own.
Fat and wealthy do not go together. Unless you are exceptional and you're a man, you might get away with it, but generally speaking, the upper class spend a lot of time either at the gym, at tennis and golf clubs and health clubs, or doing concierge medicine and all these things. To be fat would signal that you lack resources, or basically that you're poor. Now, like I said, if you're exceptional, people will either just write it off as you being kind of quirky, or you are just so exceptional that you kind of get away with it because who is going to tell you that you're too fat? Most notable thing is that the ideal body type does not emphasize muscle mass. It emphasizes this very, I'm just naturally athletic, I just naturally am very fit. Sometimes, especially for the guys, you'll even start getting into the skinny fat range, which is more kind of where I live. But generally, it's, I'm not trying too hard in the gym, I just naturally look like this. Women, on the other hand, in order to be as thin as the women in these spaces are, you're going to have to put the fork down. Men can generally maintain this level of physique pretty easily, but women have to go through a lot of hoops and a lot of bending over backwards to make sure that they kind of maintain this thinness. So congrats to the guys, but sorry to the girls.
Hi, beautiful. Please do not let social media, do not let TV, do not let any of those thirsty men convince you that you need a BBL. Please do not let them convince you that you need a BBL. I just got off the phone with someone who was talking about the fact that why are all these men attracted to these BBLs? And, you know, now she's considering getting a BBL. She's single. She's trying to date. And I'm going to tell you that most men, unless they're in the entertainment business, like rappers, athletes, and those things, they don't want a BBL. Those women who have a BBL, and I'm not taking anything from those women, those BBLs mimic sex dolls. Okay, that's what they mimic. If you look at the shape, it's enlarged breasts and enlarged buttocks for intimacy purposes. Okay, it's for intimacy purposes. It is a very sexualized aesthetic, and the average man, the educated, successful man, they're not looking at those women for long haul. They are looking at those women for intimacy purposes. Please do not get convinced because you see all these men on social media under every single last one of those girls' posts with the hard eyes, all this stuff. Oh, you look so good. They're giving them all this attention because it's for the purposes of intimacy, okay? This is not, I'm gonna take her home to meet my mother, I'm gonna marry her, I'm gonna procreate with her, unless they are in a specific industry. Please do not think that that is what mainstream, and you have to do this too. Look at those men who are leaving those comments. Look at those men who are underneath those posts. Do you even want that caliber of man? Not all attention is good attention. And most of the times when these women get the BBLs, they are becoming so sexualized. They're getting sexualized attention and they come back. And I've seen this countless of times where women are saying like, man, I regret getting it because I'm overly sexualized now. The attention that I get is very disrespectful because that is the type of attention that that body type warrants, okay? Now, you may see women get some work done, usually they'll go get their breasts done or something of that sort on a more natural side of their body. But as far as a full out BBL, please understand that that body type is a sexualized body type. That is not a wifed body type. That is not a long-term serious girl body type. She's running around, breasts plopping up, booty popping up. They're not thinking wholesome. They're not thinking, oh, I want to walk down the aisle with her. They're thinking, I want to lay her down and bend her over doggy style. That's what they're thinking with that body type. So if you have a natural body, don't feel like intimidated if you are smaller breasted. Don't feel intimidated if you are smaller frame, okay? You don't need a BBL. You don't need it. And trust me, that body type is extremely sexualized. Truthfully, the body type that most men are really attracted to for long haul is a smaller frame. That 90s body type, that knee long 90s body type, the smaller petite breasts, where the smaller tighter waist and a nice butt, not too much, not doing too much. Because truthfully, most men don't want everything that belongs to them, their woman, hanging out. They don't want everything to be shown. They don't want her drawing too much attention because they know how men think. And also, you could potentially be putting you guys in a situation where your safety's at risk. Now, if you done got with a man who can't fight, you're screwed. If you done got in a situation where they shoot people, you're screwed because you're drawing all this attention. And there are some crazy people out here who don't care if you're with your man, but shoot, she got her boobs hanging out. She got her booty hanging out. What do you think they're thinking? What do you think they're thinking? So do not let social media convince you that you need a BBL. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. BBL culture is coming to an end. Natural bodies are coming back, and natural bodies are always going to be where it's at. It is, especially if you want to be taken serious in the dating market. If you're a very curvaceous and curvy woman, big boobs, big booty, then you know that that's how men are looking at you. So I would even go as far as to say slim down some so that you're not looking so sexual and being sexualized immediately. Okay? Bye.
She's right. She's right. And men, what do men say? Men say the same thing she's saying. I'm happily, there's finally a lady saying this. More need to say this. Men for long term want a lady that's slim. Why? Because they want to put babies in her. They know when she has a baby and she gets a little chubby, that all that chubbiness is gonna go to the right places. You ever saw a girl that was real slim and then has a baby, and you're like, whoa, that's what men want. Men don't want the BBL. She explained it. I don't need to explain it any further. Let's next video.
If you don't want to listen to me when I say get into the gym, then listen to the girl who got into an accident, a really bad accident, and she said, what the doctor said, asked her, do you lift weights? And she said, yes, I do. And the doctor said, that saved you. If it was not for that, because lifting weights increases bone density, you would have been paralyzed head to toe. Like, how much more evidence do you guys need?
Okay, this is my third time recording this video, but I'm going to record it again because it needs to be said. If you are on a weight loss journey, be prepared for the switch up. So I need you to mentally put into your mind that people that once was there for you, people that once supported you, the people that was the most loudest at one point in time is going to go silent. It's going to be the people that you least expected from. But I'm making this video so you can prepare yourself. Now, I think the psychology behind it is, especially if you're somebody like me who has started and stopped the fitness journey multiple times, people are counting you out, and they want you to think that they are truly supporting you, but they probably like, she's not gonna do it, she's not gonna get it done this time. And when you finally get it, especially if they're trying to lose the weight too, they are going to feel some type of way. They are going to feel some type of way, and they are too jealous to give you your props and congratulate you and still be supportive. Instead of trying to learn from you, or trying to understand what they should be doing or what you've done differently, They simply become haters, or they become spectators preying on your downfall. And I feel like during your fit, like when you really lose weight, you just truly see people for who they are. And a lot of times people like to say, oh, she lost weight, so she's starting to feel herself now, or she became a bitch after she lost weight. No, you see how people change up. You see how people, approach you differently. You see how much nicer people are, and you can just see through the bullshit. You see it from both sides. You see how the world views you and treats you when you're in a bigger body versus when you're fit. It's crazy. It's so crazy how superficial people are. And I think that once you lose the weight, you kind of take your rose colored glasses off, and you see people for who they are, and you're not so accommodating and open, because you know that people are foolish. They truly are foolish. I just want to give that disclaimer, because it's been hard for me to process this shift after I lost the weight. And losing certain people and losing connection with certain people has definitely been hurtful for me. But at the same time, when God is taking you to another level, everybody can go. And I'd rather know who really don't like me and who isn't really supportive of me, than to take people with me and the whole time I'm elevating them and they don't like me the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a trade-off. It definitely will change your mindset and your brain chemistry on how you view people, and it's gonna be a hurtful process. But I just wanted to get on here and make this video just so I can tell you to mentally prepare, especially if you locked in and you're gonna hit your goal this time. Mentally prepare. It is scary when you see the switch up, when you see people for who they really are, when you start to hear the backhanded comments. Oh, girl, you losing weight, but don't lose too much. Oh, you look better when you were bigger. Your head looks a little too big, or your neck is too skinny. Oh, look at your collarbone. You look hungry. I think you should add some more food to your regimen. But when I was big, you wasn't saying, hey, girl, I think we should work out together. I think that we should, try this diet together. You just thought that you had a one-up on me, and you thought everything was good. Now in your mind, you feel like I look better than you, or you view me as competition. Now it's the issue. I just want you guys to prepare for the blessings that are gonna come, but also prepare for the haters and the people who was once supportive of you in your journey to go silent and be no longer supportive. It's a hard situation, but it happens. So yeah, only time will tell. I'm telling you, once y'all lose that weight, baby, you'll see it for yourself. And once you see, I want you to come back and comment on this video. And if it has already happened to you, please share your testimony in my comments, because I'm telling you, it is so crazy. Like the energy shift, crazy.
Lose the weight. Whenever I go out, it doesn't matter what I put on. I can put on a regular t-shirt, some shorts, some leggings. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna look T every time. Because the body is the outfit. When I was bigger, I would get so mad whenever I try on clothes, whatever, shirt, pants, whatever it was, and it fit me. It didn't look good. I would get frustrated and be like, why does this not look good? I don't look good. I look ugly. Why does this outfit look better on other people? Delusional, like other people are big. 264 pounds. Put on clothes, like literally putting on clothes was a nightmare. At 264. I mean, duh, I'm big. I didn't look good. Me personally, I know I did not. To me, did not look good wearing those clothes. I was big. I didn't look good whenever I would dress up. But now, oh honey, now I'm T. Now I look good. I don't fight, or it doesn't take me hours to figure out what I want to wear. I mean, I'll be lying if I say that I haven't changed clothes and been like, oh, I'll wear this. But how I change clothes is more because, you know, I'm just not feeling that shirt versus, oh, I look too big in that shirt. I don't look good. Yeah. Lose the weight because the body is the outfit for real.
Putting castor oil in your belly button is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't know who Skinny Talk is. Thank you so much. Half a kind bar for breakfast? No, be kind to yourself. Summer planned? You're not gonna look good this summer, baby. It's too late. Summer is in 2 months and some change. You're gonna be big this summer. You're big now, you're gonna be big this summer. Summer is over. You're not looking good this summer. You should have started before, sorry. God, 90 days till summer, 60 days till summer, 30 days till summer. Oh my God. You're big now, you'll be big this summer. So just go ahead and make sure you got a moo-moo on top of that bikini, cause we not seeing no skin out of you.
Man, you know, Tony Fitness, sometimes she can be intense. I played her twice because she is the truth. And a lot of ladies need to hear the truth. I'm happy so many more are losing weight and starting to speak up. As the lady did at the end, she said, my body is the outfit. And she's so right. You know, I was chubby for the longest. I finally lost that extra weight and I see it now. Right? When I wear certain shirts, like the shirt I'm wearing now, my muscles pop. They popped before, but now it really pops like boosh. Boosh. I walk around, I look like a unit. I'm still working on losing a little bit more tummy, but it's not fat. It's not like, oh, look at that belly. It's so, like when I take my shirt off, you can see my abs somewhat. Right? That's what it's all about. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. We need more of this going around. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.